Welcome back to another Tubi Grind episode. I'm your host Triz,
I'm your host Flex.
and today we got Tommy Gibson, Sicklerville native, former Penn
Mm-hmm.
State D1 baseball player.
He can be dropping some gems, some great advice. He went through some stuff, some adversity, and he's just gonna talk about how he went through it. And great advice, especially if you're going through something right now. He definitely got some words that are gonna help you and inspire you.
For sure. And we're gonna also put his GoFundMe and link in the bio. And
100%. Stay tuned.
When I get rich, first thing I'm buying is a richer Millie. I got the game on lock, I'm catching picks like 2 on Philly.
Me and bro, we trolling, running trick plays, Philly. I started blinking, yeah, you know I'm in the biddy. She said I'm drawing, steady dodge on these tackles, LaShawn McCoy.
Motor City, big
all right, Tommy, welcome to the Tubi Grind podcast.
Happy to be here.
For people that don't know you, introduce yourself.
My name's Tommy Gibson. I'm from Sicklerville, New Jersey. I'm 27 years old.
Okay. All right. You want to ask the first question? You want me to ask first?
Yeah. We're gonna go back to the beginning from like your early childhood. So like, who put you into sports?
So sports, my first sport actually was soccer. I just moved to Sicklerville from Delran, and my parents were just trying to get me into a sport. So it was like fall season when we moved. So soccer was like the upcoming sport. I got into soccer, and then I actually go to school with Mel Thompson. He's a former Phillies hitting coach and former player. His daughter. So that's kind of how I got into baseball. And he trained me pretty much all my life.
Okay. I gotta ask, Ronaldo or Messi?
I'm going Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
Super.
Okay. I got Messi. I'm not gonna lie. I got Messi. You got that World Cup.
Be different. All right. Speaking of your childhood, what was your atmosphere growing up?
Atmosphere. So I'm the baby in my family. I got an older brother, older sister. So, I mean, growing up being the baby, it's a blessing, honestly, in my eyes, because you get to look up to them and you get to grow so much faster because you have an example in front of you. And my sister, she was really good at basketball. She used to whoop my ass all the time growing up, like up probably till I was in high school when I was just tall enough to beat her. But like that was like my competitor. Like she's a year and a half older than me. So like me and her would go toe to toe in everything. My older brother, he's 8 years older than me. So he just would just beat up on me. So it was kind of a
Yeah.
unfair advantage with that one. But they both made me a better athlete. They taught me how to compete. They taught me how to like just want to be better and everything. So definitely my brother and sister were kind of like the foundation of that, putting that competitive edge in me and
hmm
make me want to be better.
For sure.
Okay.
Having older siblings does help a lot, especially being an
Nah,
athlete.
For
definitely.
sure.
All right. What sports? Were sports forced on you, or is that something you just fell in love with?
I just fell in love with it, man. I mean, like as a kid, I was just like naturally athletic. Like I was doing like crazy stuff. Like when my cousins would have like birthday parties at like the jump zone or the skating rink or something, I'd be running
hmm
around with like kids that were 4 or 5 years older than me, just keeping it up, like just
Yeah.
beating them and everything. So I just naturally gravitated towards that. Soccer was like honestly, I call soccer my first love. I was actually really good at soccer, but as I got older, I was like, this is too much running for me, man. So I
hmm
like, and then baseball, man, baseball. I played baseball for 18 years. So like that was my life, and like it taught me so many things. It took me to so many places that I never thought I could go. But sports in general, I love all sports. I mean, um,
hmm
just seeing people be able to have passion about something that they love and go after something that they want, and just to
Yeah.
see the growth over the years and see the see them go through trials and tribulations, and come out on the other side and take something with them and make them a better person. I think that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
Sure.
sports definitely take you a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Gives you discipline.
Hmm.
Speaking of baseball, who's your favorite baseball player and why?
So my role model, like growing up, was Jimmy Rollins. Still is. I
Hmm.
mean, there's so many greats that went through the game. Derek Jeter was probably my second, but Jimmy Rollins, being close to Philly,
Hmm.
being able to get to like meet him and things when I was little, like just the way he performed, um, his energy, his passion towards the game, his speed, like the smile he had when he was playing, like that was someone I looked up to and someone I try to model my game after.
Legendary. That's a legend right there.
Hmm.
J. Roll.
All right.
All right. I'm not gonna lie. My who I modeled my game after is Francisco Lindor. That's a
Lindor,
good.
I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
Mr. Smile.
yeah.
When
If
I
I
was in
played
high school,
baseball,
he was probably my favorite.
if I play baseball, I'll probably go after what's the dude that did the Soto shuffle?
Juan Soto.
Juan Soto.
Juan Soto. Yeah.
Yeah, Soto a dog.
Yeah. All right. Next, moving on. Why did you choose baseball? Was it something you were naturally good at, or my fault. Hold on.
Weird.
All right. Why did you choose baseball? Was it something that you naturally were good at, or felt you worked the hardest in baseball?
Um, I think I fell in love with baseball because of the challenge, you know. I think I
Hmm.
was like naturally good at a lot of things growing up, but baseball was one of those things where I'd be good, then I would be bad, and it just kept going back and forth. I was like, I
Hmm.
just like had it on my mind, like I wanted to figure this out and like try to get better and better. Um, I think that was like the biggest thing that drew me towards it was the adversity in it is like you you succeed 3 out of 10 times and you're a Hall of Famer. Like that's just like no other sport is like that. And I think that's what really drove me to want to continue it, wanted to pursue it further, and like have it as kind of like my kind of like ticket to go to college and kind of make a career path and have get the connections and stuff like that. So I think just the adversity within it is kind of
Hmm.
something that I naturally um like just fell in love with.
Hmm.
Did you win
Okay.
any high school championships in baseball?
So yeah, I won one my sophomore year. Um,
Mm.
I actually started off my high school career at St. Augustine Prep. Then I transferred middle of sophomore year to Williamstown,
Mm.
and sophomore year it was like probably a couple months before baseball season started. I really had no like expectations of what the team was like and nothing like that, but that team was something special, man. Like we went on to win South Jersey. We lost in the state final, but to win South Jersey was an accomplishment for us. Like
Hmm.
because nobody thought we were going to be there, but that team was different.
Yeah, sure.
Hmm.
Okay. So take us back to your recruiting process and going to college. Like, what was your recruiting like experience like?
So my recruiting process was actually pretty smooth, I guess you could say. And I think that was because I really didn't have any expectations. Like I had a couple of dream
Hmm.
schools in mind, Penn State being one of them. But I just wanted to work, man. Like I just wanted to work and see where let the chips fall where they may. But
Hmm.
after that sophomore year, I switched travel teams, and travel ball is a big thing with baseball. I switched travel teams. I was like one of three, I think. There's only three of us that were not committed at the time. Everybody else was committed. Like people
Damn.
going Rutgers, Wake Forest, Virginia Tech, JMU, um, some crazy schools, and I was like the only one that wasn't committed anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And like so, and that team had a lot of talent. So I played pretty much everywhere. I played outfield, infield, wherever they needed me. That's where I played. So and just being on that team, getting the exposure, that kind of got a lot of eyes on me, and that definitely helped me. But I actually had visited Penn State. Um, I think it was right before my sophomore season started, and
Mm-hmm.
then
Mm.
no, actually it was yeah, probably kind of like the winter of my sophomore season. So that was kind of like a dream school since like middle school, just because like the atmosphere and everything. But then after summer ball ended, I went up there in the fall for an official visit. They offered me, and that night I committed.
Damn.
Mm. Damn, the dream.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Were you like would you say you were like the man in high school, or were you more like humble? And
Honestly, in high school, man, I was really quiet. Like I had my group of friends as like five or six of us, and like hung out with them, and that was cool with me. Like
mm-hmm.
however people saw me or what people expected of me, I really could care less, to be honest. Like I
Mm-hmm.
just wanted to stay with my small group and just like kind of vibe out. That's kind of how I was. Like, I mean, people might have thought of me as that, but I never thought of myself as that. I never wanted to
Mm-hmm.
be that. Like, I don't want the attention. I don't want none of that. I just want to do what I got to do and keep it moving.
Yeah, that's a good
Sure.
mindset.
Yeah. Let's see. What was your D1 college baseball experience like?
So I was at Penn State for 2 years. Then I ended up transferring, but I mean, phew, that was a blessing, man. Like, I mean, like less than 5% of people get the opportunity to play at the
Mm-hmm.
Division 1 level. So I mean, through all the ups and downs, I mean, I cherish every moment of it. Like I remember my first start, we were down in we were playing in Elon, opening weekend freshman year. The first game, I came in late in the game as a defensive replacement, and I was just like, dang, like I'm I'm here. It was crazy, honestly. Like I still remember that whole
Mm-hmm.
weekend so vividly. And then Sunday, the last game of the weekend, I got my first start, and it was just a surreal moment to have my parents there and everything. So it was super dope. And the places I got to travel, the friendships and connections I still have, I mean, like they mean everything to me. So
Mm-hmm.
it was a blessing, man.
You
Okay,
started shortstop, your first start?
My first start, I started shortstop. Yes, sir.
That's a
it's
dream right
tough.
there. Did you have a, welcome to college moment?
Welcome to college moment.
Yeah.
Definitely, definitely had a. It was so. This is actually a story. Probably a lot of like even my friends probably don't even really know the story, but we were getting ready for the first 6 a.m. team workout, and I screwed up big time, big time. So the night before, I was like, "Damn, I'm getting sick." I took some Nyquil and just went to bed. I was like, "All right, whatever. Hopefully this wears off." I woke up, look at my clock,
Oh no.
5:55. I'm like, fuck. So I get on my bike, ran to the um we were actually training at the indoor football field, and I run in, everyone's already lined up, and I jog all the way down to the other side of the football field. Coach is like, go home. I'm like, damn.
Wow.
So I get back on my bike, go back to my dorm, text my parents like I just screwed up. And it was a tough day for me, honestly. Like it was probably one of the worst days of my life.
Man.
I
Wait, when he said
ended
go home, he meant like
like
Go
Go
home
back to
home.
no, like go back to like the dorm.
Uh,
But I went back to the dorm, texted my parents, was like, I screwed up. And I ended up talking to the coach later. I told him what happened. I didn't mention that like I was getting sick or anything like that. I
yeah.
didn't like make excuses for it or anything. I was just like, I screwed up. It's on me. I'll do whatever I got to do to regain your trust, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I ended up getting sick, like real, like I was down bad. I lost 20 pounds in a week, and
Damn.
then
Damn.
I eventually got back to practice and was like just so weak. And like I would say, like the whole month, I was just trying to fight back just to get my like name back in the like
Mm-hmm.
conversation. You know what I mean? So that was definitely a welcome to college experience for me. Like it was just, I mean, things happen, but I never really made excuses for it. I owned it, did what I had to do to regain trust amongst my coaches, my teammates, and everything. So that was definitely a welcome to college experience for me.
You feel like that taught you any lessons like today?
Definitely. I mean, accountability is a huge thing with me.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I didn't really make excuses when I had every right to. I mean, I had a few excuses I definitely could have come up with, but that's just not me, and like that's not what I really stand for. I was just gonna
Mm-hmm.
wear that one on the chin and just try to bounce back from it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Dang, again, dang, waking up late, first practice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a rough day.
Can't
Okay.
even imagine.
Yeah, that. Okay. Next question is, was the MLB always the dream for you?
I would say it was a dream, but it wasn't my biggest dream. I mean, in high school, once I committed my junior year, I was like, all right, maybe this could be in the cards. You know what I mean? Um, I talked to a few MLB teams in college. I mean, in high school. So it was like a possibility for me to get drafted out of high school, but like I was really set on just going to college anyway. But yes, it was definitely a big dream of mine. But I think just growing and becoming who I was meant to be was ultimately my biggest like dream.
Mm,
Okay.
okay. Um, let's talk about your football days. Did you always play football, or did you start up like when you got to high school?
Honestly, I was a late bloomer, late bloomer. I started my eighth grade year was my first year, and I played freshman year. I didn't play sophomore year, and then I played my junior year. So I only played 3 years of football, but man, I love football. Like I probably study more football than anything else now. Um,
Mm,
like my dad was a college football player, but he never pushed it on me when I was growing up. Like
mm-hmm.
it would just he just let me. Both my parents did. They just let me gravitate towards whatever. Um, but I definitely wish I would have played football a little sooner.
Mm-hmm.
Just because like when I got to my junior year, like I was so raw, like I didn't know any like I knew like
Yeah.
the most basic things. So
What position you
I would
played?
just I played safety. So
Oh, safety.
I was just off all like just natural instinct. Like it was
Mm-hmm.
just I don't know. It was different, but I definitely love football, man. Like football taught me a lot of things that baseball really couldn't. Um,
Mm,
but I think playing all sports and they all teach you something different, and I think that's like the
mm-hmm.
beauty of being like a multi-sport athlete. But
Yeah.
football was fun, man. Like I had a lot of good times playing football.
Okay.
Would you say you were just as good as at football than in baseball?
No, no, nowhere close, brother. Nowhere close. But football, I think if I would have started earlier, maybe. But I mean, I'm grateful for the time that I was able to spend playing the game and learning. But definitely wasn't comparable. Nah.
Okay. What advice do you have for would you give high school or college athletes today?
Um, oof. So high school, especially, I think I gravitate more towards high school athletes. Just by like everyone thinks like you got to be the top prospect and have the most views on your videos and go to all these camps and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
for me, like I'm lucky that when I was in high school, they're really like that stuff just started. So it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like really common to be like on Twitter, posting videos on Instagram and stuff like that. So the things that really like got me to college and like helped me do things in college were like just being a good person, being a good student, being a good leader, being a good teammate, doing the right things off the field. It was like those separators were the reason I got to Penn State. Like my ability was like I was a good baseball player, but the separators for me was the things that weren't like you couldn't put in an equation for
Off the field.
baseball. It was all the off the field things that I was doing well that got me there. And that's something I take a lot of pride in. And
Mm-hmm.
that's something I really try to like preach when I was coaching high schoolers and stuff like that. Like to be noticed, yes, you have to be a good player, but to get where you want to go and just like be that guy, like you have to be able to do the things off the field, even on the field that no one pays attention to, like picking your teammates up when something bad goes wrong or picking yourself up. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's a game of failure. You can't be throwing your helmet and throwing tantrums all the time when
Yeah.
something doesn't go your way. Like it's life doesn't go your way all the time, and you got to be able to have the mental capacity to be like, all right, that's in the past. Like let's get the next one. So
Mm-hmm.
you just have to have a lot of tools in your belt to bounce back on when things aren't going your way, and that's a lot of the stuff I tried to preach to when I was coaching college kids or high school kids that you got to be able to stand out in different ways, not just by your play.
For
Okay.
sure. Dang, that's a wise
Great
words.
words right there.
Yeah.
I'm taking
Appreciate
notes in my head.
Yeah.
that.
What was? Did you ever have like a crazy slump, like batting slump, like you couldn't hit the ball at all?
Yeah, a lot of them.
Mm.
Um, I think my biggest one probably was I was playing summer ball down in North Carolina in the Coastal Plain League, and I was probably like two for like 25, like just struggling. But I mean, you just got to be able to just handle the weather and just keep just trying to get
Just
better, working on your craft, adjusting. I mean, I, a lot of slumps, man. Like even in high school too. I had a few in high school, not as many as I did in college, but that yeah, it's a part of the game. Um, but the best players are the ones that can be consistent over a long period of time, and that's just the nature of the game.
mm. Do you think
Okay.
being able to hit home runs and being like the guy that can hit bombs out the field matters of being a baseball player?
Um, I mean, I think it's what people come to watch. Like if you go to any MLB game, you want to see all the stars hit bombs and stuff. But I just love like the little nuances of the game that like the ordinary person doesn't pick up on, like stealing a base off of timing up a pitcher or a defensive play where he just made an incredible read or anything like that. But I mean, the home runs are like if you can do it, go ahead. But there's a lot of great MLB players that aren't home run hitters that are just so impactful in a game that most people won't pick up on those things, and they can be the game changer. And it doesn't have to come with a big hit. It can come with just picking up something like a read off a pitcher, telling their teammate, "Hey, yo, when it's a 1-2 count, he's going to this pitch every time, trying to bury you in the dirt. Go steal the bag." get in scoring position. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So there's so many like little nuances to the game that people don't pick up on, but the real stars are the ones that can do all those things. They can hit the long ball, steal a bag, make a defensive play, just those moments and those high pressure moments to be able to do those things.
Hmm. Okay.
Do you remember your
Now
first
that
high
you're
school, Omar?
not, hold on, you
No,
got
go
to
ahead,
switch
go
my
ahead. You
thought.
got no, go ahead, go ahead.
All right. I was gonna say, now that you're not playing baseball, how do you feel like you can still like make an impact on the game?
I think it's just like when I kind of knew. So I had one more year of eligibility coming out of like when I finished up college,
Hmm.
but I started coaching that summer and I just loved it, man. Like just to be able to like help somebody like a high school athlete in their development. I just like I just love that aspect of it. And a lot of people think like you have to be the number one prospect or a top prospect and all this nonsense that social media and stuff tries to portray on you
Hmm.
to get to the next level. But I played D1, I played at JUCO, I played D2. Like you're like people don't give themselves enough credit in high school to be able to go to the next level. I'm not saying you have to go D1, but there's so many opportunities out there that you can take advantage of and so enjoy playing a game that you love if
Hmm.
you really want to. You just have to really want it. And that's something I tried to teach those high schoolers. Like, it's okay if you don't go D1. Like, you don't have to go D1 to go to the bigs. Like, people are late bloomers all the time. You see it. So many players in the MLB that are all stars. Um, guy Mason Miller, he was a D2 guy. Like, there's so many impactful players
Hmm.
that don't go the D1 route, and you can still make a career out of it if that's really what you really want. But you have to want it, and you can't expect anything else than to go off what your time is and where you're meant to be. Like if you go to the right school, you can go to NAIA, a JUCO, a D2, and still find your way there. So that's
Hmm.
just something I really try to preach and like mentor to the kids I coach and like just to help them get to that level. Because I've seen so many athletes that were had potential to play in the next level and just shook it off and thought they weren't good enough. And it's like sad for me to see because like
Hmm.
once I got there, I was like, dang, these kids had the opportunity but didn't take advantage of it. And I just
Hmm.
don't want those kids to have that regret in their mind looking back when they get older.
Yeah. Do you feel like comparison is a reason for stuff like that? Because you can see a lot of people getting offers in your grade or just people your age getting success. You think comparison is a reason
Uh,
people like get unmotivated?
yeah, absolutely. Comparison, they say comparison is the thief of joy.
Hmm.
And like, that was one thing I never tried to do. Like, when I was in high school, I knew kids were better than me. Like,
Hmm.
that's just everyone's going to be better than you at something. Like, that's just how the world works. Like, you're never going to be the absolute best at something. Like,
Hmm.
you're not. And if you are, you ain't gonna be there long. There's always gonna be somebody next in coming. Like
Yeah.
so, comparison, especially nowadays with social media and just the rankings and all this nonsense. Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in that, but to be able to separate yourself, you really gotta put your blinders on and just say whatever my path is. Like, let's go after that, and not look to your left or to your right at what somebody else is doing, because that's
Hmm.
gonna take you back steps and you're going to be trying to play catch up on something that isn't even meant for you. So,
Hmm.
yeah, that's a big, big aspect of it is just keep your blinders on, do what you got to do, and go where you got to go.
Okay. All right.
Let's see what's the next question. All right. Let's. All right. What advice would you give to your younger self?
What advice would I give to my younger self? Ooh, that's a good one. I think the advice that I would give to my younger self is everything is going to work out when it's meant to work out, and
Mm-hmm.
you're going to have everything you need at the appropriate time, even through trials and adversity. You're going to feel like you're not enough or you don't have what you need to get over the hump or whatever, but you're more than capable of it. And I think that's something that uh, I definitely could have used in my younger days.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get sometimes in a funk where you're like, I don't know if I can do this, or maybe I'm not good enough, or stuff like that. But you're more than capable than accomplishing what you want to. So I think that's the advice I would get to my younger self.
Mm. Okay.
Sure.
I got a question. Where do you think like
So
you learned all this like wisdom? Was it from sports? Was it from life after sports? Because you got a lot of like knowledge and good quotes.
um so I'll take you back a little bit. Um I think I really wasn't so much like I was kind of just like a person going with the wind, you know what I mean? I
Mm-hmm.
never really thought to look back at certain things. And when I was in high school, um, like I was like, damn, I could really get where I want to go. But it takes a lot to understand yourself and to be able to go through adversity and stuff. And I didn't really have that much adversity growing up until I got to college, and I really had to like sit with myself and see like who I was as a person, what I really want to accomplish, and that really started to, I guess, start getting rolling my sophomore year when I was like completely lost and I didn't love the game as much. I didn't really enjoy school. Like I really just didn't care about anything, and I had to like rewire myself and find myself again, um, to enjoy the game, enjoy the adversity, and just to be happy in my own skin. And depression and anxiety and mental health, going through that early in college and trying to fight those things and learn. I mean, that taught me so much. And a lot of people don't want to ask for help when they're in the middle of something.
Mm-hmm.
And that was me for a long time. I was so stubborn to that fact. But when I really needed to, it really started to open my eyes in different directions and not to take everything, I guess, so seriously,
Mm-hmm.
but to just use everything as like a stepping stool to learn and grow and just become a not only a better athlete or a better baseball player, but to become a better person because that's ultimately what I want to like be. I just want to be the best Tommy Gibson I can be, like, and however that may look, whatever comes with it. Um, I just want to be able to like grow through everything, and um, I think like those moments of adversity and when you can't really see a way out, um, going through those things helped me find a way out when I was able to ask for the help that I needed and be vulnerable enough to the point that say I'm not okay right now. And you learn a lot about yourself through those things that a lot you don't even know. Like the things,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm still learning so much about myself that I
Yeah.
never expected. So like you guys are young, you're 17, 18, like life is gonna throw stuff at you when you're going through when you're going through a mistake that you think you can't bounce back from. So
Mm-hmm.
just being able to, you know, grow through the adversity is where you get the wisdom from. Like you're not going to learn anything if life goes exactly how you expected it to go. Like
Mm-hmm.
there'd be no fun in that too.
Yeah.
So it's just like playing like a video game. I said like that's a quote I use a lot. Like if like you're playing a campaign or something, it's already scripted out for you. It knows the beginning and the end. So what are you going to learn from it? Like, there's no, oh wait, we got to go this way now. Like, there's none of that. So
Mhm.
I mean, you have to be able to go through those tough times and be able to sit there and say, all right, what is this trying to teach me? And actually be open to taking a lesson from it, not just sitting in it and dwelling in it and
Mhm.
feeling sorry for yourself because the world's not going to feel sorry for yourself
Yeah.
whatever you go through, you know what I mean? So, like, you just have to take it with a grain of salt and say, all right, now I learned something that's going to make me better for when something like this shows up again.
Mhm. Okay.
What is something that you go through every day that you're still learning about?
Um, I think patience is a big thing. I mean, especially like growing up, you want all these things so fast and you feel like you may deserve it at the time. And maybe you do, but sometimes it's just not for you yet. And especially now going through a serious injury and have to try to rebuild my health and stuff like that. Like, yes, do I want to be walking tomorrow? Absolutely. But I know it
Mhm.
takes many days of work and many things to be able to get to do that again. So I think patience is, I think, one thing I'm still trying to learn. And I'm definitely getting better at it. You know what I mean? But you feel like you deserve something so bad and you just want it. And
Mhm.
sometimes it just may take a little longer than you think. So, but you just gotta try to keep the same heart posture, the same mindset, and just keep taking that step every day and just walking in faith, knowing that when the time is right, it will come.
Mhm. Okay.
Sure.
Last words
God has his timing.
for
Yes,
sure.
sir.
Um, Speaking about the future, like, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Where do I see myself in 10 years? I mean, hopefully just giving back. I mean, I think that's a big part of who I am. Want to be able to give back to athletes of all ages, I guess, because I think sports has played such a pivotal role in my life and has taught me so many things, allowed me to go to so many places and meet so many people. Just to give back in that aspect and all that baseball and every sport has done for me. Like, if you'd have told me baseball would have took me across the country, meet all the people that I've got to meet, um, I would have said, like, you're crazy. Like, when I was like 10, like, no way. That sounds like a fairy tale. But being able to have those connections and go like coast to coast playing baseball and having all those memories and stuff, it just allowed me to grow in so many ways and like just gain wisdom about dealing with adversity and all those things. And I had just have such a love for sports that I want to be able to give back in some capacity, in some way. You know what I mean? Whether
Mhm.
that be coaching or whatever, mentoring, whatever you want to call it. I hope to really be like find my purpose in that, and in 10 years be able to say like, oh, I'm doing these things, I'm helping these
Mhm.
people, these athletes and such. So I think that's where I would like to be in 10 years, is just continuing to learn, um, and be able to give back in any way that I can.
Mhm. Do you ever see yourself making like your own travel team for baseball or something like that?
um make my own travel team, probably not. I definitely help out in any space that I can. I mean, making something on my own would be pretty cool.
Mhm.
But I think there's so many great coaches out there, and I have so many connections with a lot of people that are coaching travel ball, that I would just like to hop in and just help fill whatever
Mhm.
role they may need or whatever that may be.
Mm,
Mhm. Okay.
sure. I definitely need some of that mentoring too.
I got you.
All right. Speaking about a little bit of your injury, what is something that you know now that you didn't know about your injury before?
Oof. So that's a long list, man. That list is real long. But I mean, my major in college was exercise science, so I knew a little bit about like different injuries and stuff like that, and I knew a little bit about a spinal cord injury, but you don't know it till you in it. So
Hmm.
I learned so many things about like just the human body and the way it works and how like you think about all the major muscles, but there's so many little muscles that do a lot of work that you don't know about. So I think just learn a lot about the human body, um, learn a lot mentally, gain a new perspective on life. I think that's probably like the biggest thing. Like you really think you have a lot of time in this world, and things can turn over real quick, and you learn a lot about yourself, a lot about your morals and your virtues when you're in those days of that you don't really notice on a day-to-day basis. But when you don't think you're going to make it and you make it, you have a whole new perspective on life. And that's something I hope no one has to go through. I hope they learn that and just be grateful and all those things just through life. But I had to learn it the hard way, I guess. And I don't blame God for it. I'm not mad about it. I'm just grateful to still be here, grateful to still enjoy life, and all the little beautiful things that come along with it. And I know this isn't easy on me or my family, but I know it does get better. And I've met so many people along this journey in the same shoes that I am. And we all kind of have similar perspectives on that. Like we're kind of the lucky ones because we see life through a different lens that
Mhm.
a lot of people will never see life as. And it's a blessing and a curse, but the blessing is way more powerful than the curse in my eyes.
Mm,
Sure.
okay.
What do you
All right.
think?
You got it. You got it.
What part do you think your family plays in your life right now?
Huge part. I mean, before I was pretty independent. Like I did a lot of things like on my own. But now that like I need help and stuff with certain things, like they're part of my daily basis. Like I need them literally. So I mean, and especially when I was in the hospital and first injured, like having that support system show up for you, it means a lot. You know what I mean? Like everyone plays their different roles and how they help me, but it's just I need them a lot, and I'm so grateful for them. Even my nieces and nephews who are so little, like I should be helped taking care of them, and they're helping me out. So it's just a
Mhm.
weird like dynamic, but they love doing it. Like they love asking me, "Oh, do you need this? Do you need that?" Or like,
Mhm.
and it's like a beautiful thing to like be a part of. Like tiny humans just who don't know what they're doing, but they want to give their love in some capacity, and
Mhm.
it's by helping. And like that's one thing like that always puts a smile on my face, whether I need something or don't, and they just ask or just grab something for me. Like that, those little things like mean the world to me. So I think family and like all they've done for me just means a lot. And there's really no words to kind of put that gratitude in, but it's just all I can really do is just keep showing up for them the way that same way they show up for me.
Mm,
Sure.
okay. Who would you say is your biggest supporter?
Biggest supporter, I mean, my parents definitely. Um, they've seen the worst, they've seen the best, so and they've loved me through it all. So um, definitely, those are my biggest supporters. My brothers, my sister, and my great group of friends that I have. I mean, like they go above and beyond for me.
Hmm.
Having that support system, uh, like I said, like you can't put it into words. especially when I was in the hospital. I remember when I woke up out of my coma, like just being able to see their faces, like I couldn't say a word. Like I had all these tubes hooked up to me. I couldn't say what I wanted to say, but they could see on my face that like I was thankful, and I was so happy to see them, and
Mm,
like just having those memories and stuff, and them still showing up for me now, it means a lot.
okay.
Sure. All right, this is our last question. It is if you could go back in time and write something out of your story, what would you change?
If I could change anything from my story and rewrite it, I don't think I would say anything to be honest.
Mm,
Even my college career, like that didn't go the way I expected it at all. Um, I still wouldn't change anything about that because, like, just like the people you meet along this journey, the memories you get to create, whether where you thought you'd be or not, like those are all things I hold like really close to my heart, and those things never fade. You know what I mean? Like those connections, those memories, the friendships, the good times, the bad times, all that. Like it just helps you grow as a person and just opens your eyes to so many things. And then when it comes to my injury, there was only probably one thing I would change about my injury. It's that my family had to watch it happen.
mm,
And that's like a pain that I would never understand because I only know it from my eyes, but I know they had to live it. And I know it's probably tough on them to like rethink of that day or remember, like just have that memory floating around. So I think that's the only thing I'll change about that. But the accident within itself, like I wouldn't change it because I wouldn't have grown this much. I wouldn't have met the people I've met and like just those connections now, especially when you're going through something tough and you have a new community that understands it and goes through it with you. They're really it's like a helping hand on both sides. Like you're helping each other get through it. And just the people I got to meet, like and like even like the laughs like in the hospital and stuff. Like me, my brother, and my sister, we would laugh about everything. Like I never laughed so hard in my life about the craziest things and like the most little things and like the worst of times. So
mm,
just like having that joy and having those memories and stuff, like that's what it's all about. It's all about growing and becoming better, no matter what hand you're dealt, and just taking the cards and running with them and saying, "Haha! Like look at me! Like you thought you
mm,
got me, but I'm gonna keep enjoying it." So
yeah.
Mm.
I wouldn't change anything. I mean, do wish I would. Do I wish like this never happened? Absolutely. But am I grateful for it? Like that, most definitely. And I think that's the beautiful thing about going through tough times and going through different trials because we're all going to have them at some point. It may be to you, to someone you love, or whatever the case, but bad things happen. And that's a part of life, but it's how much you can grow through it and see a way out and still have that optimism, that joy, that good heart, and not let it deteriorate any of those things that make you bitter or make you worse, and just become ultimately becoming a better person at the end and even through it, and just wanting to continue to grow and take whatever lessons you can from it is the whole point of this life. And then when you get to the end, you can look back and say, I have no regrets and I loved the way I loved and I was a person, same person every day, you know, but I grew throughout it and I did it like happily. I think that's what we all want out of life is when it's our time, say, all right, it wasn't the prettiest of stories or everything, but I'm I'm glad and thankful for all that it gave me.
Sir,
Okay.
inspiring.
Very inspiring.
Appreciate that, fellas.
Welcome.
All right, well
Appreciate
that's a
you coming
wrap.
on here.
Thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate
Yeah,
it.
no problem. No problem. If y'all boys ever need anything, just hit me up.
Sure.
Gotcha.
Thank you. Have a good rest of your night.
All right. You too.
All right, have a good weekend. Thank you.
You too.
When I get rich, first thing I'm buying is a richer millie. I got the game on lock, I'm catching pics like 2 on Philly.
Me and bro, we trolling, running trick plays, Philly, Philly. I started blinking, yeah, you know I'm in the biddy. She said I'm drawing, steady dodge on these tackles, LaShawn McCoy.
Motor City, bipping in the Benz, no, it's not a toy.